Good morning, children. Welcome to our next class. In last class, you learned about respiratory system, what are the different organs, and what's the meaning of inhalation and exhalation, how the different respiratory organs are helping us in breathing, and the respiration meaning, how we are getting energy. This all you learned. And in today's class, you are going to learn about how we can keep our respiratory system healthy. What should we do to keep our respiratory system healthy? We are going to learn. Now you can see here in the picture, the lady has kept a mask because she is in the area where the lot of smoke is coming. That means she don't want to inhale the smoke. When she inhale the smoke, her respiratory system is going to be affected. So, what should we do to keep our respiratory system? How can we keep our respiratory system healthy? You are going to learn in today's class. So, before knowing, we'll see the keywords given in this chapter. That is the first one is infectious. Infectious means infectious. Infectious means a disease that can pass from one person to another person. If any person is having this disease, it will spread to the other people. Like recently we are facing corona. When one person is affected by coronavirus, it automatically infecting the people around him. So such diseases are called infectious diseases. Yes. Okay, so here we'll do one small activity. So according to this activity, some actions are given. So how this is affecting your respiratory system, you need to write beside. So the first one, breathing dust and smoke every day. Will it keep our respiratory system healthy? No, it will not keep. It damages our respiratory system. It damages our respiratory system. So in a bracket you can write it damages our respiratory system. And smoking cigarette every day. When we smoke, if any people are smoking beside us, will it keep our respiratory system healthy? No, it's also damage our respiratory system. Respiratory system get damaged by smoking. And working with the people who is sick and sneezes frequently without using a handkerchief. Some people, when they cough or sneeze, they'll not use the hanky in front of mouth or in front of their nose. When they are not doing like that, definitely the germs will spread in the air and causes the healthy person also to get the diseases. So even this action also damaging our respiratory system, spoil our respiratory system when we continuously exposed to the sick people who are frequently sneezing and coughing. So we should be away from these people. And now we will see how this respiratory system to be healthy, what actions to be done to keep our respiratory system healthy, we'll see by watching this video. So, how can we keep our respiratory system healthy? The tips are given in the video. So, here you can see the unclean air which is released from the factories and high buildings. They are releasing the unclean air into the atmosphere. So, this unclean air, when we breathe in, they are going to damage our respiratory system. So for long time when we are living in the areas where the lot of smoke comes, so definitely people are suffering with some diseases like asthma, continuous cough, sneeze. So to avoid these diseases, taking healthy food, eating healthy food is one of the way to keep our respiratory system healthy. So, whenever your body feels tired, we need to take rest. This also keeps our respiratory system healthy. And continuous exercise, regularly when we do exercise, it's also help us for keeping our respiratory system healthy. So, we should try to keep the air around us clean. How can we keep the air clean? It can't be visible, we cannot touch it. So, the only way is when we plant more saplings, when we take care of the plants, definitely they keep the air around us very clean. Only that is the way. For example, if there is no other way, we are living in the area where the air is unclean. And that in such cases, definitely we must use the mask to avoid the unclean air entering into our body. So when the air is not clean, we should see that we must wear a mask. Now you try to answer these questions. How do activities like smoking and breathing in dirty air harm our respiratory system? Smoking and breathing the dirty air both will harm our respiratory system. How can you say this? Definitely these two actions are harming our respiratory system, damage our respiratory system. When we are breathing dirty air or smoke, then this will go and settle in our windpipe and the lungs. Our windpipes and lungs, this dust, smoke will deposit there. And our body has a natural cleaning system that clean all the organs, but it might fail if we keep breathing in dirty air and harmful gases for long time. So to keep our respiratory system healthy, and we need to do regular exercise, and also to see that the air around should be clean and the people should not smoke. And the next one, how can we keep our respiratory system healthy? What people should do to keep their respiratory system healthy? Just now we discussed, and with the pictures you had seen, we have to eat healthy food, do the exercise regularly, do not smoke, and take proper rest. So, these four things will keep our respiratory system healthy. So, what we should do to keep our respiratory system healthy? We should take proper rest is needed for our body and breathing organs, and not smoke. Do not smoke and take proper rest. Proper rest is needed, and so these four things, eating healthy food, exercise, and proper rest, not smoking, these things help you to keep your respiratory system healthy. Yes? And now, asthma is a respiratory disease in which the airways like windpipe become narrow. How does this affect a person's breathing? When windpipe is the connection between your nose to the lungs. So the windpipe is carrying the air from nose to the lungs. So whenever it's moving like that, if the person affected continuously breathing the unclean air, then the people will get asthma disease. So his windpipe will become narrow. When it is becoming narrow, the person cannot breathe properly. Normal way he cannot breathe. So as we discussed, the windpipe is connecting the nose to the lungs. So if the windpipe become narrow, person feel difficult to breathe, and this also will affect the supply of oxygen. Whenever the windpipe is becoming narrow, proper amount of oxygen is not supplied to the body. Whenever enough oxygen not there, person feel difficulty in breathing. Right? So now we will see what are the questions given in this worksheet. So the first one is tick the causes of respiratory system. Tick the causes of respiratory diseases. How the respiratory diseases are occurring. What are the causes for respiratory diseases? We'll see now. So the first one is respiratory, the smoke coming out of the vehicle and factories. Will it affect our respiratory system or not? Yes, definitely the smoke coming from the factories and vehicles affect our respiratory system, cause the diseases for our respiratory system. And jogging in the park, nothing will happen. When you jog in the park, definitely the plants will give us clean and fresh air, so that will be very healthy. Germs in the air, yes, the germs in the air will make you sick and you may get respiratory diseases. The smoke produced by burning garbage, this is very dangerous. The smoke which is coming from the garbage, when we burnt it, that damages our respiratory system, make our windpipe to become narrow, like asthma and the respiratory diseases people will get. And the next one, complete the table. So first thing, if the surrounding air is unclean, two things you can do to take care of your respiratory system. If the surrounding air is not at all clean, surrounding air is unclean, then how can you protect your respiratory system? One thing is by wearing a mask. This is just a hint to you. You write the complete answer. Don't depend only on this one word. I am writing just because to help you, give a hint. So two things. One is you can keep the mask to protect yourself from the unclean air. And the second one is by growing more plants around you. The plants, only the plants can make the air clean. So take care of the plants. These two things will help you to keep your respiratory system healthy. And your friend sneezes and coughs badly in the classroom. Then what two things you do to protect your respiratory health? So first thing is again mask only. When your friend is not using the mask when he is sneezing or coughing, you yourself can use the mask to protect from him. And the other one is follow some distance between them. You take some distance from him so that the germs may not reach you. Maintain distance. So that's why nowadays these two are golden rules for us to protect our life, wearing the mask and taking some distance from each other. These two are helping a lot to protect ourselves and our respiratory system too. And now, in bronchitis, the windpipes get choked with sticky things. How will this affect the person? In bronchitis, when the windpipes get choked with sticky things, when windpipe is getting sticky things, this will become narrow. When the windpipe is narrow, sufficient oxygen will not come to our lungs, so that the person feel difficulty in breathing. He feel difficult in breathing. Yes, he feel difficult in breathing. Write one way to treat this. Then how to treat this? Then by doing regular exercise and by breathing clean air. When the bronchitis people are around you, you just use the mask. Suppose already bronchitis attacked, then the windpipe gets choked and sticky thing. This will not supply proper oxygen and respiratory problem will come. So how to treat this? By doing exercise. When you do proper yoga, regular exercises, when we do, this sort of problems can be reduced. And by taking clean air, try to breathe clean air so that the bronchitis, asthma, these type of diseases can be reduced. Understood? So after completing this, nicely you read content book from page number 6. Page number 6 content book you read thoroughly and then try to write the answers which are given. Breathing and respiration in your content book, and also respiratory health. How to reduce the respiratory diseases, content book you read thoroughly and then try to answer these questions. So the first one is, circle the things that may cause diseases if their presence increases in the surroundings. Circle the things which increase the air pollution, which making the air unclean. So oxygen making the air unclean? Not at all. Dust definitely will make the air unclean. So circle like this, which are making the air unclean. Water vapor will make the air unclean? No. Smoke and germs make the air unclean. Okay? And then write 3 ways in which you can keep your respiratory system healthy. As we discussed, you can write this answer in your notebook. One is by eating healthy food, by doing regular exercise and taking proper rest. These things help you to take your respiratory system, to keep your respiratory system healthy. And the next one, write the names of 2 diseases that affect the windpipe. State how the choking of the windpipe affect a person. You know these 2 diseases just now we discussed, like asthma and bronchitis. These 2 are the respiratory diseases and they affect the windpipe. So windpipe will become narrow and cannot supply the proper oxygen. So the second and third answers write in your notebook. The first one complete in your textbook itself. So after reading page number 6 from content book, complete practice questions and the workbook questions and be ready for our next class, children. Thank you.